Oh man, it is so good to see you. And just looking at your beautiful smiling faces in a crowd filled with beautiful, maybe not beautiful, maybe not smiling. I can't see a crowd. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. I hope your life is good. That's good. Everything is good. So to start off this video, let me just preface it by saying that this is one of my favorite drawings I've done in a minute. It's simple, it's clean, but as you know, as I've stated before in most of my videos of me drawing, all of my ideas that I draw are very fuzzy, weird little bubbles kind of floating around, rattling inside the deep, dark depths of my brain. And I never have a concrete idea. I always just kind of go into it really with just an abstract thought and put the pencil to the paper and see what comes from it. And man, I think I did exactly what I wanted to do. I guess I'm not trying to say it's the most beautiful drawing in the world, but it came out exactly how I planned. And if you're an artist, you know that is just the most fulfilling thing in the world. You know, it's like no other. Actually making something that turns out how you planned for it to turn out doesn't happen often. I started off just like any other, real light, trying to kind of fill out the vibe, come up with a very not so concrete vision of composition. So I knew I wanted to have a cat sleeping, and I don't want to ruin anything, but I wanted to have it kind of, I wanted to portray its dreams, and in the thought of that, I wanted to kind of change it up. I guess you could say I have kind of a dark art style, so instead of portraying its dreams, I instead went towards a more nightmarish approach, which you'll see what I mean later. And of course, with the cat, I had to make it more my, like if I were to draw a cat, this is what the cat would look like. You know, it's my art. You know, I'm not gonna. What's the point of drawing something that looks exactly like something that already exists? I can take a picture for that, or you know, I own cats. I can just look at my cat. So, anyways, my day, man. Let me tell you about my day so far. It's only, at the time of recording, it is just shy of 6 p.m. So the day's still young. Lots can happen. But it all started a few days ago. I set an appointment to get my hair cut at a coffee shop / art gallery / salon on the square, for which I've been going to for years now, mainly for coffee, but I have recently started getting my hair cut there. And so I drove there today because it was my appointment, and I heard a couple sirens, and you know, it being right in the heart of the town, I didn't even think twice, but I walked towards the main road of the square and turned around or turned right to look down the road. And as I'm walking, I quickly noticed that there's probably a dozen different emergency vehicles, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And as I'm getting there, they're like blocking off the main road in the downtown square. So I was like, whoa, this is pretty wild. And I thought, you know, obviously I was like, oh, there must be a car crash or something, but it's like 20 miles an hour through there. There's no way there's like that bad of a car crash. I've seen a fender bender once, but not like they just, you know, pulled over on the side and a cop was literally right behind them, so that was quick and easy. But no, I get a little closer and I see some EMTs out of the car, and they all kind of gather around in this one area. I'm like, oh, what the heck's going on? And next thing I see is an older lady just laying on the ground in the middle of the road, and I'm like, whoa, what the heck? What's going on here? And of course, everyone in the shops are all like looking around, and everyone's like, I guess, trying to be nosy. Some people were recording on their Snapchats, which I think is a little rude. I'll be honest. I think should be a little bit more privacy there. If I were hurt, or I wouldn't want to be. I guess I'm saying it would be embarrassing, but what do I know? Anyways, apparently she, I don't know if she either fell or got hit by a car or what happened. I heard two different stories. I got there right after it happened, so she was just laying there, and they had to cut her clothes off in the middle of the road and put her in the emergency ambulance is the word I'm looking for. It was wild, man. Hope she's okay. They couldn't move her for a while. Apparently, she had some back pain and neck pain, and obviously, if something is injured and they move her in the wrong way, or something is fractured, they don't want to snap her spine. Pretty much, that'd be a can of worms. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was crazy. It was right in front of the hair salon that I was at, so I got to watch the whole thing go down. So I was getting a haircut. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, after that, they cleaned that all up, got that out of the way. She was like maybe 2-3 minutes away from the hospital. It's like right down the road. The police station was like, and the fire department, they could literally walk there in 1 minute. So if anything was gonna go wrong, she did it in the right place. Unless it was of course unfortunate, but fortunate where it happened. So hopefully she's okay. Whatever. I don't know her or anything, but as I'm sitting there getting my haircut, my hairstylist, who is the son of a well-known artist, we talk about art and stuff, since obviously I like art. He was telling me that the comic shop that I frequent a couple doors down, the guy that owns that just recently bought the rights or renewed the patent to a 50s record label. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It's called Dot Records. I think they might be changing the name to Original Dot Records. But so yeah, that's cool. I live in Nashville, so I live on the outskirts of Nashville, but music is really, really big here. Obviously, if you know anything about Nashville, it's music, baby. That's what we do. So I talked to the guy's dad that bought the record label today, and man, we talked. Me, him, the kid that works at the comic/record store that I go to. Me, him, and then a couple old music heads that were in there. We just talked about music, man, for like 2 hours almost. It was great conversation. We talked about Jack White and Jimmy Page, and really, you name it, we talked about it. It was cool. Turns out the dude's owner's dad apparently used to know Jack White and hang out in Third Man Records, because Jack White lives in Nashville, and one of his record label buildings, I guess, headquarters maybe. He has one in Nashville, one in Detroit. So yeah, he apparently said he used to hang out with them and hang out in Third Man and stuff. So that was pretty neat. But yeah, I talked to him, and one of my dreams is to make album covers. I've always wanted to. Never have. I've tried a couple times, and I've made one poster, or helped with a poster for a band during a concert, so that was cool. Just a local Nashville like reggae indie band. That was pretty cool. They're real neat. I don't think they're a band anymore. Their name was Floral Oryx. Real good, real cool guys. Got to meet them, hang out with them, and we saw the band Self. They're from Tennessee too. I think they're from Memphis. But yeah, that was cool. Made them a painting as well. Seemed like they like it. But yeah, cool dudes. Check out Floral Oryx. They're great. But yeah, man. It was. I bought a couple records today. just a couple. I'm sure it seems like a lot of people do, but you ever just go into a record store if you're into vinyls and records, like, it's coming back, obviously, but if you're into that kind of thing, it's real popular to go in and buy records just based on the artwork. And of course, that being something that I've always wanted to do, I do that a lot. So today I bought a 90s LA like bubblegum pop rock band. It's with a female vocalist. I can't remember what they're called, but just bought it based off of that. I've been loosely on the hunt for 90s rock bands I've never heard of, because that's a great time period for music, in my opinion. And especially like getting closer to Seattle, you're gonna have more of that Nirvana, Soundgarden kind of vibe. So yeah, that was cool. I've listened to a few tracks off of that, and it's real neat. Female vocalists, like I said. I wish I could remember what they're called, but as well as them, I bought another, I think it was a 60s band, just like a funk band looking kind of album. I don't know anything about them. They're called, so they're called Stoneground, the 60s band, and then Red Cross is the 90s girl vocal not punk, but rock, bubblegum pop rock. It's fun to say. Ooh, pop rocks. I haven't had those in a while. You guys like pop rocks? I remember I used to like drink a soda, and this sounds horribly unhealthy. I was a kid, but I used to drink a soda and eat pop rocks at the same time. Yeah. Looking back on it, probably wouldn't do that today, at least not often. Yeah, I'm no doctor though. Who knows? If you drink or eat anything, it'll probably kill you. That's what it seems like anyways. Back to the drawing though, you can kind of see here, I made my cat a little deformed, like I do with the general amount of my drawings lately, and things. Everything kind of blends in together to have more of a fantasy, creepy vibe. And my idea for the nightmare aspect of it was kind of vague. I didn't know how I was going to approach it. I had a couple different ideas, but my original idea for this drawing was to have the cat's tail just like laying down, and I was just gonna have like this blob up in the top part of the page, and I was like, it would be cool if I had the tail kind of merge into whatever this blob is going to be. So I positioned that, took a break, and then came back and was like, okay, how am I going to flesh this out? And I'm working on this painting, or at least I haven't worked on it in a while, but I've started this painting some time ago of these different like facial features and body parts kind of molded together. And so I decided a cat would probably be dreaming about hunting. Everyone says like, oh, the dog's probably dreaming about chasing a rabbit. So I wanted to draw a very not so detailed, kind of fuzzy dreamlike state of what hunting would be like for an animal. So I have a bunch of bones and fleshy skulls and stuff. So this is me kind of working on that. I can't remember how long this drawing took. I want to say like at least a few hours long. It was fun. I enjoyed really every second of it. I think it, like I said, it's one of my favorite drawings I've done in a while. It's one of those that I would want to cut out of a sketchbook and frame, but since it is a part of my drawing in this sketchbook every single day that I can until it's finished series, I'm just going to leave it in here. It's going to be a part of this journey, and I feel like this whole sketchbook is going to work as one unit and kind of show my my development with the mediums that I'm using. I did not use any charcoal this time. I just stuck with graphite since I wanted to I wanted to be more detailed, and I do, however, go back in with some colored pencil. And I mentioned before in one of my videos I was being a little bit too light and a little too scarce with the color pencils, so I tried to work them in a little bit heavier in this one, and I think I did well. Unfortunately, it doesn't. I don't think it shows up as well in the video or in pictures for that matter. But in person, you can really see, like, you can get close to it and look at it in different lights, and it looks great in person. I think it looks good on camera, don't get me wrong, but anytime you see a drawing or a piece of artwork on paper, it's never as interactive, or it's just not as good unless you see it in person. That's why people go to museums, because you can see the brush strokes of a painting, and you can look at it from different angles and get close to it without having to worry about resolution and stuff. So yeah, it looks cool though. It came out just how I imagined. I want to work more with primarily using colored pencils. I think in one of my recent videos in this series, I talked about wanting to start a drawing with colored pencils and then go back in with either graphite or charcoal and worry about that. But yeah, it turned out okay though. I think I'm getting braviary. That's a Pokemon with using the color, and because just like my other drawings, once I finish with the graphite and the actual drawing part, I feel comfortable, and I could confidently leave it right there and call it done. But I'm trying to push myself and get used to new mediums, and make sure I don't get boring. I don't get stale. You got to mix it up as an artist. If you fall into a rut, it can be dreadful. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit more used to it, and I think I'm doing okay. I'm not doing the best, but I'm doing okay. Another interesting thing that happened today when I was talking to the dude at the comic shop. These two, I guess you can call them like e-boys, hype beast looking dudes, came in the coffee shop and were like, "Hey man, just wanted to say you have a cool outfit on," and he gave me a fist bump and then left. I was like, okay. I'm wearing the exact same hoodie I'm wearing in this drawing, actually, and a pair of custom pants I made. Oh, and I was also wearing a pair of Nike, I think they're called Pegasus, Gore-Tex running shoes. They are amazing. I bought them specifically for my weekend job working at the Gap warehouse where I'm picking, so I'm just pretty much running for like 8 hours a day, so gotta have good shoes. Vans just don't cut it there. I'll be honest. That's been a nightmare. So yeah, got some new Nikes. Pretty cool now. I'm fitting in with all the cool kids. So it's whatever. I paint my nails. I'm sure you can kind of see in this video. It's been a while since I've painted my nails, but I really need to do that. Probably gonna do that today. If you guys have any suggestions, and I normally try to do something weird with my nails, I think this time I'm gonna do just a few different colors. I kind of want to keep it, I don't know, I've done black and white a lot because it goes with every outfit, but this time I did a couple nails black, and then a couple nails were like pink on one side, purple on the other, with like a black stripe down the middle, and then like black polka dots and white stripes down the black part. Oh man. Oh yeah, back to the White Stripes, talking about Jack White. We had a huge debate over Jack White at the comic shop today, talking about how, I guess, how good of a musician he was, and I'm a huge fan of Jack White. It's been obviously, I wanna design record covers, album covers. So working at Third Man, especially one of them being here in Nashville, was always something I would love to do. I've looked into it, but just hasn't been available yet. So who knows? Maybe something always pans out. Whenever there's an opportunity, it comes when you're ready. I would rather, like a few years ago, if I were to have had the opportunity of making an album cover for a band, I don't think it would have been that successful. But if I were to do it now, and I was confident back then that in my skill, and I'm confident now. But looking back on myself as an artist a few years ago, like 5 years ago, I was nowhere near as good as I am now. And I hope in the next 5 years I'll look back and be like, wow, I'm nowhere near as good as I am now. I hope to grow. If you don't grow at something that you're interested in, then you should just practice more. And that's part of the reason that I'm doing this series, to not really force myself, but give me kind of a motivation and more of a push to make things and to draw. And that's the only way you're going to get better. They say, I don't know if you've ever heard, but I've heard that you're a master at something once you've put 10,000 hours into it. And I can say for sure that I have not put 10,000 hours into drawing. So I am a master by no means. But as you can see, I think the drawing part of this looks cool. I like how the cat looks, being somewhat deformed, kind of abstracted. The face is just, it turned out perfectly exactly how I wanted. And then the skulls and the ribs and the spines and bones and stuff up there, I think they look great. The composition of this one is very interesting. The tail is probably my favorite part of the composition. That negative space in between where the ear meets the little bleeding part. But yeah, after that I just lightly, but not too lightly, put in some colors. I haven't really been using I spent a lot of money on a big box of Prismacolors. Not a ton of money, but over $100 on colored pencils. So I want to abuse them, I guess. I really want to use them I want to get my money's worth, So I'm still not using them the way that I want to. They're really good with blending. I've used them before, and oh my god, it's like butter, man. Something you just really don't get out of Crayola. Not to bash Crayola, but they're like the beginner entry, but there's nothing wrong with them. But Prismacolors are just a step above, and they're great tools. I recommend them if they're in your price range. Definitely check them out. But I haven't really been blending with them as much as I want to. I did a little bit on this one, with the red into the pink and the dark red. But as for actually having a drawing where blending is a high priority, I haven't done yet. So hopefully that will be in the future for me. But like I said, I kept this one kind of light. The only thing that didn't really show up is the tan. You can't really see that through the drawing, but in person it does show and makes it kind of have more of a skin tone, fleshy look. And I'm proud of this one, man. I think it turned out great. If you liked it, or not, I would just really like to hear what you think about it in the comments. And if you want to stick around with me on this journey to see what else comes out of my weird brain in the future. Like I said, I'm gonna be drawing until this sketchbook is full. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I will holla hot dog. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. Thanks for watching. Toodaloo.